right, welcome back. Starting 11. A busy week. So busy, in fact. Um, one major part is because the co host of the show, Adelia Chamberlain, not here this week. Now, officially, Adelia couldn't make it today because she's had an operation and she's recuperating at home. But, guys, come on. We know Adelia. We know Adelia. We know that she was selected at an early age to be part of a government program. She takes care of some of the worst problems the United States has to offer discreetly, but messy. God, so messy. So uh, rest up, Adelia, and get better. Anyways, Adelia should be here next week. She sent in her picks. It's a busy week. Like the guys, there's 2 match weeks this week. It starts tomorrow. It's bananas. So much football to talk about. But first, I know some of you may have noticed the shirt. Some of you guys are thinking, God damn, that shirt. Rob, I'm getting married in a couple of weeks. I'd love to have something that classy. Wear at my wedding. There's only one place you can get it. Let's get readynetwork.com. Guys, not only do we have all kinds articles there, especially Smowdown stuff, but things are growing. Things are growing there. But we do have the merch store with the links to the merch store. I'm not going to hold your hands through it. You guys are all grown ups, understand how to get things. Starting 11, new merch there. Guys, I got this because it kind of matches my hair, but there's plenty of colors. You can do whatever you'd like with it. Anyways, so much to talk about. So let's get on. First week, our first match this week was on Friday. Brentford and Brighton. Um, Not much to talk about. Ivan Toney, though, what a day for him. An impressive backheel kit to get the ball rolling for the Bees. Uh, and also, later on, he gets the first of what seems like a fistful, a whole bunch of penalties this week. Unreal. Uh, Buries it. No problem. Uh, 2-0 for the Bees over Brighton, stumbling a little bit. Brighton's going to have to get it together. Speaking of teams that have to get it together, 2 face off on Saturday. 0-0 draw between Leicester and Palace. For their sake, most of the early advantage went to the Foxes. It looked like they gave a shit. Crystal Palace, not much. They didn't have much going for them at all. Vieira's got to get something going there. He has the talent. I think Palace could be a good squad, but it sure wasn't on Saturday. Boring football. Wolverhampton Wanderers go into the now much bullied Nottingham Forest. Forest just can't seem to get together, but the Sun is again. It's a match about penalties. The first one, Toffolo has it going like Toffolo, the Forest defender, has one go off his hand. They call a handball, and then Ruben Neves gets the spot, has no problem, hammers it home. Then I think it was 20 minutes later, so Nunez fouls a guy in the box, and another penalty is called. Brennan Johnson goes to step up to the spot, but no, Jose Malero de Sa comes up with a huge save for Wolverhampton. 3 important points for Wolverhampton, who've been, dog shit. They're now hopefully this can be a climb for them. It's going to take some work. Their relegation, right on that relegation lip. So early in the season, but that's a good start. A good start for them. They had a fun back and forth on their social media Nottingham Forest before the match posted one of their defenders with 3 wolf cubs and a thing that said uh, playtime starting, or it's playtime. And then the next after the match, Wolverhampton has one, just an axe, chopped down tree, saying playtime's over. So good job on them. Another good match. This one, when I watched, because I knew that Mitrovic is coming back, so always gonna be. I'm just fascinated by this guy. I don't know why. Anyways, Fulham versus Bournemouth this on Saturday, a 2-all draw. But first, Bournemouth came out like I heard that Fulham was beating their dog or something. That come out, score a minute in. Then with a Solanke with a nice shot, actually. Diop leveled it with a really good header. Well, I say really good. It looked like he went up. It looked good. I think it went off his shoulder, but they all count. That's coming off a set play. But just 7 minutes later, there's Lerma giving Bournemouth a 2-1 lead. But in one of the more ridiculous and dumb ideas, Lerma on a set piece, going up against Mitrovic, who of course the officials are going to be watching. He's a hell of a striker. Just grabs him and wrestles him to the ground. Like, of course they're going to call a penalty on that. What are you think? Come on, Lerma. Anyways, Mitrovic steps up and hammers it. All second half was all Fulham on the second half. It was South. It was Bournemouth hanging on for dear life, but they did. They got a point, and for AFC Bournemouth guys, any point you can get these days, you take. God damn. Next match to talk about. Man, guys, let's be honest. Spurs, not my favorite club. Tottenham, not my favorites. Playing Everton, poor Everton. Poor Frankie Lampard. And goddamn, Everton had chances to win this game. Well, at least they had chances to go up 2, maybe 3 in the first half. They defended well in the first half, I thought. And it was just counterattacking play. And this is the kind of thing that Frankie Lampard wants. It was counterattack. It's all great. But yeah, they're setting balls. Like, I don't know if it's just a yip when you get in close, but they're putting balls. If you stacked another net on top, maybe go in the top corner. And yeah, so they go back in the 57th minute. There's traffic around the Everton net, and Pickford on the ground may have touched Harry Kane's foot. So of course, the floppiest striker in English football, of course, went down like a wet sack of potatoes, and hammers the penalty spot. Hammers from the penalty spot. Even though Pickford guessed right, he was there. It's just so much power. What are you gonna do? Heber gets a late second goal for Tottenham, and Conte looks like he won the lottery, jumping up and down. It's like, come on, buddy, a little decorum, a little class, some class that's surely missing from the Tottenham Hotspurs. Let's see. Let's go. Southampton West Ham played 1-0. Not much to it. Declan Rice's tying goal from just outside the box, a beautiful little bender. This is the first time he had scored in ages in the Premiership, which I'm very surprised about. Let's go to another match that you could just shrug your shoulders at. Man U, Newcastle, no score. Joe Litton tried his best though. Joe Litton, in the space of two tries in a row, like within seconds of each other, rings the ball off the crossbar, one off the post. Got to be kicking himself today. But United comes in with nothing. They came in with nothing. All that momentum they had after that win against Everton, it's like everything seemed to be right. It just there's nothing there. I don't know what Eric Ten Hag's plan is with the United squad, but it's awful, guys. He doesn't. He yeah. I don't understand. I don't understand with the talent they have how they just can't get together. Is this just a broken locker room? It shouldn't be that. These guys have paid a lot of money to go play a kids game. Uh, Mind you, guys, I'm not gonna cry myself to sleep tonight for Manchester United. Not not one bit. Not one bit. Now, Adelia's here, not here this week, but we will, of course, talk about her Arsenal Football Club 1-0 win. Saka with a nice goal. That's really all Arsenal had for a club that should have taken leads out behind the woodshed. Well, mind you, they did win. They got 3 points. They looked like the second-class team there. Um, Plenty of chances for leads. There was a goal. Well, Bamford had a goal that was disqualified. Now, it came in front, and he looked like he had his forearm maybe on the defender's back. Me, I don't know if there was a push. There wasn't much. There wasn't much to it. I've seen less called, but they disallowed it. He had another nice shot where really the star for the game is Aaron Ramsdale for Arsenal, who was terrific in net. Everybody over in North London can buy him a steak dinner tonight. It was fantastic. He was really good. He had to make a very, let's say, an uncomfortable save, a painfully uncomfortable save again against Bamford, who seemed to be the only guy going. And then, of course, Bamford has a chance at a penalty after a handball. Now, uh, he steps up, and you figure and the guy's looking for his 100th Premier League goal. It's like this is it. He's had the run of play all game. He's been terrific, and he steps up to the spot and puts the thing wide. Oh, I don't know if Ramsdale just got in this kid's head or what it is, but yeah, Bamford, maybe I don't want to see. I feel bad for anyone that leads. So I hate them. Uh, there's a smidge. There's a smidge of pity for Bamford after what he had to go through. Yeah, Arsenal still getting points, top of the table, getting a little clearer, but we're going to talk about that. Now, let's talk about one of the only games that matters. Chelsea Football Club posting a big 2-0 victory over rival Aston Villa. Another London derby. Guys, this is an interesting game. Now, Mason Mount gets the first off a weird play. So just a header comes in from their defenseman Ming, and it goes for some reason sideways and backwards, direct to Mount, who makes no mistake about it. 1-0 Chelsea. Now, after this, it's all Villa. They were bloodthirsty after this. It was incredible. It's so hard to say the name, even though he's like on my team. Kepa Arrizabalaga. Guys, we just call him Kepa. All right, Kepa, fantastic in net. Fantastic. So many quality saves. It seemed to be in the right spot all afternoon. Mind you, yeah, it was Villa. You still got to make the saves. They're coming at you. He's in the right spot. He made some great saves, terrific saves. Villa put a couple off the woodwork, just over the net, just over the bar. And then in the second half, Mount gets another chance at a free kick from 25-footer. Makes no mistake. Gorgeous goal. Uh, 2-0 win for Chelsea. It's not something that it will be a famous victory at all. But 3 points are 3 points, and right now Chelsea can take all they can get. There's some teams. There's teams now. It's starting to look like the separation starting to happen. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Chelsea in fourth spot. Really should be in third, having 3 points stolen away from them by Anthony Taylor. Anthony Taylor, referee for the match, not only of the week, probably the match of the season, and one of the best matches of football you'll watch in the last 10 years. The Liverpool v City game from Anfield had everything. Guys, it had everything. Chances at both ends, controversial calls, managers getting tossed, a famous goal by Mo Salah. But first, we'll talk about Foden's goal. Now, I believe, is it the first half of the 50-minute mark? I think it's the 52-minute mark. Something that's been happening with Anthony Taylor referee games lately is him allowing people to get full grasps of jerseys and pull people down in order to gain advantage. Of course, it's a foul. It's a foul. There's no question about it. Now, Holland did this on the run-up to Foden's goal. Holland also ran into Alisson, the Liverpool goaltender, while Alisson had the ball, had his hand covered the ball, and the ball was touching the ground. That means possession to the goaltender. You can't touch it. But he did. And Taylor let that go too. And it got to Foden. Foden scores. So VAR go back, and people are honestly wondering which one are they going to call. Either one would have been fine because they were both fouls, and they were both terrible fouls. And it was happening. The crazy part was that these hand tackles were happening all game, and there was no calls. It's eventually led to Klopp getting tossed because he just had enough after having the Salah, and Salah had a run. This is after he scored, but it was Anthony Taylor is an embarrassment not only to the Premier League but to soccer in general, like to all of football. He can't. He was the Premier ref of the year. I don't get it. I have no idea what they want from this guy. How they think this guy, the way this guy runs play, is good for football. Guys, it's a simple game. You're not allowed to grab anybody down. That's it. Why is this all of a sudden allowed? Of course, VAR tells him you have to look at this. Come on. And so he looks at it. It's like it takes seconds. It's like, yeah, it's a spot. Even though I guess Guardiola said before the game, he said he was going to allow this all day. So who knows? Let's talk about the winning goal for Mo Salah. Mo Salah. Is there a guy who needed this more in sport? That midweek Champions League game against Rangers, he gets the hat trick in 6 minutes, and so I said, okay, you got a hat trick against a Scottish club, big deal. But he carried that run of play into the almost 100 minutes that Liverpool and City played, and he was tenacious. He was fast. Should have had maybe a goal earlier. Terrific save from City Underwood, just off a fingertip, just by the post. There was a lot to it. There was a lot to what Mo Salah brought. If this is the start of a huge turnaround for him, then God help us. God help me, because although I like the guy, but I don't want to see Liverpool do well. They're still 12 points back of first or whatever. They can languish there for the rest of the year. I think they've got some favorable matchups coming up, though. So watch out for Liverpool putting a string together and just the fire and the passion. This is the kind of match that someone who's never watched football, show them the match. I had no dog in the fight. I couldn't care less who won. Uh, like if it was a draw, that's fine too. I didn't care. But yeah, those two went at each other like it was a blood feud. It was the Hatfields and McCoys on the pitch. The fans were going nuts. The city fans were, terrible, singing songs about the Hillsborough disaster and vandalizing the section they were in. Guardiola said he was getting pelted by coins while he was on the touchline. The city's bus got damaged. I guess I don't know. They said a missile. A missile mean anything. I don't think it was a bullet, but maybe something from a slingshot or something like that busted through a window. This is a proper rivalry and a proper fixture. The last 5 years since Chelsea won, these are the only teams that have won the Premiership. So it's grown into what United Chelsea was back earlier in around the 2010s and stuff like that. But more so, it's been sustained. This is a sustained rivalry. Plus, their stadiums are only like 30 miles away from each other, guys. England's so strange. Yeah, it is bitter, and I love it. Their next game doesn't happen until April 1st, April Fool's Day, guys. And no jokes. Watch that match. It's gonna be amazing. From the Etihad. From the Etihad this time. Let's see how graceful hosts Manchester City will be. Somehow I don't think they're going to be too hospitable. Now, that was it for the week. Highly, like if you have a chance to watch some highlights of the Liverpool City game, go ahead and do it. God damn, so good. Let's run through some things. So, we're still picking our winners and losers for the week. This past week, close. It was close. Came down to a draw, picked wrong by Adelia. Good old Snark wins 6-4. Now, before she had to go into the dark, resting, she said her picks coming up this week, but it's 2 fixtures here. There's 2, although Arsenal and City get the week off, or the midweek off, I guess. Bunch of jerks. Let's go. Tomorrow, guys. Tuesday, Brighton versus Nottingham Forest. Despite Brighton's recent run of play, we both picked Brighton to handily beat Nottingham Forest at home. I don't know if it was if they were playing in Nottingham, would I have changed my mind? Maybe. But Brighton at home, I'm going to take them. Now, Crystal Palace versus the Wolverhampton Wolves. Now, Palace, Adelia picks a draw here. I'm picking Palace to win, again, just because it's home. I think Wolverhampton looked much better this weekend than they did against the Chelsea the week before, but Chelsea can do that to people. Guys, Chelsea's turning it around. Goddamn, it's about time. Speaking of Chelsea, playing another, well, I'd say crosstown rival. I guess it counts as a derby. But yeah, they're playing Brentford. We both have Chelsea to win. It is, yeah, it's not a huge deal. If they lose, it's a huge deal, which, Chelsea's lost to some questionable outfits this year, I will admit. But under Graham Potter, so much better. Liverpool looking to build off their momentum. A huge win against City, taking on West Ham. good old Hammers. Yeah, we both have Liverpool to win that. No problem. Uh, Castle and Everton. I would love to say that Frankie Lampard is going to get a win here. But guys, I can't lie to you. Newcastle should win. Although Newcastle did not look good against United. There's really not much to this. Like, guys, if you're going to skip a match, you guys have something to do on Wednesday. Don't change it to watch Newcastle and Everton play. I can tell you that. But we do have Newcastle winning. United versus Spurs, maybe a highlight of the week for the midweek. I have to say the midweek. Yeah, maybe a highlight. I can't think of anything else here that has the marquee names of United and Spurs, but we both have Spurs to win at Old Trafford. Just based off of United's run of play, which has been terrible. Well, even that, not terrible, but it's up and down. Like you never know. You never know what squad you're gonna get from United. Who else we have here? Thursday. Oh, this is a barn burner, guys. Your Fulham Football Club versus Aston Villa, another London derby. We both have Fulham to win. Mitrovic is back. He should just be the difference. Like there's nothing on Villa that says that they can defend against this guy, and there's nothing saying that Mitrovic can't score 2 goals. So I'm thinking Fulham wins just off of the play of Mitrovic, no problem. Now, the last match, one that everyone here has been waiting to hear, the Foxes, Leicester versus Leeds United, the damn United. Adelia went for Leeds, and I'm picking a draw for this one. A draw because I couldn't care less. Because Leicester has been as bad as the team as can be over the last, at least the last 4 weeks. And Leeds are playing at Leicester. Guys, it's tougher to win it on the road. It just is. And it's not like Leeds is this great club. They had some chances against Arsenal though. They played well, but I'm gonna stick with the draw, and I'm probably thinking scoreless draw. But draw nonetheless, guys. It only counts as a draw. I don't have to predict points. Now, this weekend, back to your regularly scheduled fixtures. First fixture of the weekend: Forest, Liverpool. Guys, even if Liverpool wasn't on a bit of a run right now, if you didn't see their form switching back into something resembling a top club in the league, they're just playing Forest. Even if they're at home, Liverpool, we both picked a win. Shouldn't be a problem. Now, here's a weird one. A weird one that if Everton doesn't win this match, may be the end of Frankie Lampard in Liverpool. Adelia's got it a draw. 9 picking Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace has enough to get to at least one by Everton. It's tough. I felt so bad for Frankie when he got to come up to Chelsea, and it just wasn't working out. We get to go, win a bunch of trophies, and he gets the job over here in Everton, and they wouldn't spend money, and I don't think the owners give him much of a shit anymore. So I think that might be it for him, which is too bad. It's like he started managing in Derby. Like, go back. Like, there's nothing wrong with with championship level football, guys. It's good, and build your resume. You don't have to go so fast. Like you're looking at like there's Steven Gerrard in Villa. Like guys, build a resume up. I don't. Yeah, too bad. City, Brighton. Come on, we both got City. Chelsea, Man U. We both picked Chelsea. Uh, this is one of those matches where I could see Chelsea doing a letdown, but it's at the bridge. Uh, Jesus Christ, I just hope they don't take them lightly with the way Graham Potter's been managing the club. I'm sure it's gonna be. I'm sure their heads are gonna be in it. So let's go with Chelsea to beat Man U, and I can smoke a cigar afterwards because not a Man U fan, guys, at all. And I love Chelsea. Uh, the Sunday fixtures start with Villa versus Brentford, and we're both picking Brentford. And again, this is the same thing we were talking about Frank Lampard. We could talk about Steven Gerrard and Villa. Uh, this may be his last weekend. I don't know if they give him to the World Cup um, to turn anything around. They don't look good. He won't be the manager at the end of the year. It's just when do they get rid of him now? Maybe it's after this weekend. Uh, who knows? But yeah, I don't see a reason why to keep him there through the World Cup. You can get rid of him, and you can start your interview process, and then start looking at managers to coming off of World Cup success. Um, I don't know. I don't want to tell Villa how to do their job because it might actually make sense to them, and I hate them. I hate them. The burning hot passion. Yeah, we both got Brentford to win. Leeds and Fulham. Adelia is picking a draw here as well. I got Fulham. I think if Leeds gets a draw against Fulham, they should be pretty happy with themselves. And Fulham highly disappointed. I don't see Fulham dropping any points to Leeds, but I didn't see Chelsea losing to Leeds. Uh, yeah, I just think with the options that Fulham has, should be a Fulham victory. Let's go to the next one. Southampton versus Arsenal. This one's a toughie. This one's tough. Uh, Adelia picked Arsenal to win. Myself, I took some time, looked through some stats, slept on it, prayed. Decided, yeah, Arsenal's going to beat the shit out of Southampton as well. It shouldn't be a problem, even though they're playing at Southampton. The Wanderers, Wolverhampton Wanderers versus the Leicester Foxes in what could be called the toilet bowl of the week. Uh, I got Adelia's got Wolves. I picked a draw. Uh, Wolverhampton has trouble scoring, guys. This is from a spot. Uh, and as Leicester has trouble scoring, you put one team that has trouble scoring and one team that has trouble scoring, and you smush them together. 0 times 0 equals 0, guys. Guys, not only do I do a soccer podcast, but I'm also a budding mathematician, maybe. More on that later. Okay, here we got Tottenham versus Newcastle. Uh, yeah, we both got the Spurs. It's at home. Uh, Newcastle is a team you're gonna have to watch out for in 3, 4 years. They got all the money in the world, uh, but it's not this weekend, guys. Spurs. Harry Kane is gonna flop somewhere, and he's gonna get a penalty, and that's how they score their lone goal again. I think they're a bunch of phonies. It doesn't seem to work, but or it doesn't. It shouldn't seem to work, but it does. I don't get it. Maybe they need to find some tougher competition, one where a referee will basically gift you a point. Now, the last match of the week. Finally, got the last match. West Ham versus AFC Bournemouth. Oh, guys, like I said before, there's nothing wrong with championship level football, and this is championship level football. This is Wolverhampton, Bournemouth. Adelia's picking Bournemouth to win on the road. I'm picking the Hammers to win at home, and that's the only reason why I picked them, because they're playing at home. So, guys, that's it. We are all caught up with the show. Now, next week, considering there isn't any weird visa problems or imprisonments, we'll be back. It's Adelia Chambo right here. I'm starting 11. Guys, in all seriousness, I hope Adelia feels better, and hope she rushes back, because talking to yourself in a computer is uncool. All right. Okay, guys. Until next week. See you later.